Hello, I'm Rupert from Simplify the Law, and in this video I'm going to explain how to use Simplify the Law to make legal documents like a non-disclosure agreement quickly, easily and without lawyers. Meet Steve. Steve is a genius baker. People travel from all over the world to taste Steve's latest breads, biscuits and cakes. Steve's secret recipes make his food very, very tasty, and his market stall has been really successful. To grow his business, Steve needs to buy more equipment, hire some staff, and get a bigger bakery to work in. Steve is worried. There are all sorts of things that could go wrong with his plans, and he wants to make sure he does the right thing. He needs a non-disclosure agreement to be sure that the information he shares when buying things like new bakery equipment or arranging to rent a new bakery remains secret. Luckily for Steve, a friend told him about simplifythelaw.co.uk. Simplify the Law lets you create your own legal documents like non-disclosure agreements, business leases and lots more without lawyers. Let's see how Steve could create a non-disclosure agreement for his equipment providers to agree not to disclose confidential business information about his baking processes. First, Steve goes to simplifythelaw.co.uk and browses to the document he wants to create. There are lots of different documents to choose from and some guidance pages as well, answering everyday legal questions to help you understand the law and choose the right documents. To get started with a non-disclosure agreement, click on the name of the document and log in or make an account if you haven't done so already. It's free to register and your first document is free. Once you've signed in and started drafting the document, you see the first questions that you need to answer. On the left-hand side of the page, you can see a summary of all of the stages to creating this document and how far through the process you are. The navigation buttons along the bottom of the screen allow you to go forward and backward between pages of questions, save your progress, exit the document creator to come back later, or quit without saving your progress. The first questions are about when the agreement will come into force and how long it will last for. We don't know when Steve will be talking to his equipment provider Colin, so let's say no to the first question. As Steve wants the confidential information he's releasing kept confidential indefinitely, let's answer yes to the second question. You can make 4 types of non-disclosure agreement using Simplify the Law, depending on how many parties to the agreement there are and how many of them are releasing information which they would like to be treated as confidential. There is nothing that Colin's cooking company is going to be telling Steve that they would like to keep confidential, so let's select 2 parties where one of them only discloses information. We now enter the details of Steve's bakery and Colin's cooking company. Next, we select which of the companies we named earlier will be receiving the information. We can then describe the information which Steve is going to be telling Colin. The next page of questions deals with how and when Colin can disclose the information he is receiving from Steve. You'll notice on the second question here there is a little I sign. If you hold your mouse over this icon, you'll get some more information about the effect of your answers to this question. Every answer you give is reflected in your finished document, but some answers will add or remove questions to better tailor the document to your needs. You can see here that if we answer yes, we'll be given the ability on the next page of this process to add a confidentiality undertaking that would apply to anyone that Colin was to disclose the information that Steve has provided to. Next, we can select who the confidentiality agreement which Colin will be using for any further disclosures should be sent to, in this case, to Steve. Next, we select whether the English courts should have exclusive jurisdiction. That is, whether any case that is taken to a court as a result of an alleged breach of this agreement should only be brought in an English court. Let's select yes. Finally, we need to enter a description of why Steve wants to disclose information to Colin. This sets out what Steve is wanting to achieve, and so makes it clear to Colin what he can do with that information. That is, what it is he should be helping Steve to achieve. As this is the last question, when we click Next, we'll be taken to a preview of our document. You can review your document. Anything surrounded by yellow brackets was taken from a question that we entered an answer to. If this looks good, we press Next. If not, we can change answers using the links at the bottom of the page. You can now see a list of the documents in Steve's Your Drafts folder, including the NDA that we just drafted. You can download the completed NDA as a PDF, or if your subscription includes it, a Microsoft Word docx file. So, that was how to create a non-disclosure agreement using Simplify the Law. Thanks for watching.